Good morning, everyone. Today is 17th October. It's 9 o'clock in the morning. Let us start the lecture. Okay. I'm looking at the day chart on the Nifty. And the Nifty, as it is happening since so many weeks, it is continuously on the rise. It is a good news for people who feel that the market will continuously keep on moving up. But what I understand is it's not so good because market is due for correction and that correction is not happening. So unfortunately, someday you will see a very dangerous thing which can happen. Okay. Now, if I'm drawing this is my trend line, and I'm taking two indicators just now, moving average for 2 periods. So moving average exponential, I've taken two indicators. I'm changing the settings. You can see the 9 EMA is very much close to the price charts. So I'm changing one of the indicators to 20. This period I'm making it 20. So what we are seeing is the 9 EMA is very much near to the price chart. The 20 EMA is below. The gap between the price and the EMAs are increasing. The trend line is showing that it is moving upwards. So Nifty is moving upwards, but how long it will move upwards is something which is a point to. So I have prepared this slide. Nifty close at 18,328, continuously making higher highs. So there is an uptrend which is intact. The Nifty DMAs, 50 DMA, 20 DMA, the short ones are crossing the longer ones, indicating that the trend will continue to remain in uptrend. So that is the second point. Then the third important point is all the caps were moving up. So in the week we had a Nifty 50 moving up by 2.5%, mid cap moving by 3.4%, small cap moving by 2.6%. So these are the points which tells us that the market is moving up, it is broadside. But on some days it has become selectively on various sectors. Now some of the problem areas are oil prices are going up, the commodity prices are going up, aluminium, iron, zinc, copper, raw material prices are going up. Tremendous amount of logistic problem in the world. And
तुम्ही ते पण करता ते आपलं आपण
so this crude oil prices going up is one of the reasons why we find that if a crude oil will go up, everything else will also go up. Along with that, commodity prices are going up. Logistics problems are there. So definitely the wholesale price index is going up. But luckily this month, September month, is little less than, about 1% less than the previous month of August. So the WPI is little bit in control. Still it is up. Inflation is up. Okay. The US related issues are there. Tapering of liquidity from November onwards, they are going to start. So definitely the cost of interest will increase. Inflation going up in USA. Unemployment issues are there. So this will slowly and steadily affect the world markets. China crises are really there. In the real estate sector, it is there. There are a lot of power crisis going on. Government having a lot of curb on big companies. Pollution related issues are tremendous in China. And China is having Winter Olympics, so definitely they will have more of, they will try to see that it is in control, pollution. India is also facing a lot of crisis, but it is not coming out very clearly. Energy, power crisis is tremendous. In fact, the coal ministry has given this particular announcement on last Thursday or Friday that I think the Wednesday or Thursday, not Friday, Friday being a holiday. Wednesday or Thursday, they announced that the power will be supplied to only, the coal will be supplied to only the power generation industries. So definitely coal shortage is happening on a very regular basis, and some of the companies, especially the cement companies, they are getting into trouble. Then FIIs are withdrawing continuously, net withdrawal. In between they keep on adding also, but the net withdrawal as of this October month, today being 17th, so 15 takka unloka result is minus 2516 crores. DIS net withdrawal is minus 451. So both our FIIs and DIS are withdrawing from the market. Please understand, they are smarter and they know much better than us, because retail investors don't know internal what is happening. Approximately 10 lakh retail investors are getting added every month. So we have today a population of 4 crore retailers, which is 3 to 4% of the Indian stock market. Okay. Now, just to give you an idea that in the US and all, the figure is something like in the developed countries is about 30%. Some countries are 12%, the lower ones. Okay. Even China is about 14-15%. So what do you see is that we are very much below. So the participation is good, but the problem which can happen is, which I am seeing is, that some of these retailers are buying some stocks at very high prices, and that is the one of the reason why the continuous movement is happening upwards. There is so much of resilience, so much of 100% sure that the markets will keep on doing this. So you can ride that till the time it is good, but the day it becomes bad, suddenly some of the retail investors will lose a lot of money. So expect some correction to happen. When it will happen, nobody can say, but in 2 to 3 months, 2 to 3 quarters, especially this year and the coming year, we are going to see some kind of fall in the market by 10 to 15%. Some of the companies which are getting affected, manufacturing companies, especially the cement, consumer durables and FMCG, all these companies are getting affected. Auto companies have already increased their prices. Power is going to be costlier. Fuel is going to be costlier. And none of the state governments are going to give up their earning position on the fuel point of view. So the tax on the fuel will continue to remain like that. IT sector is doing well, but I am a little worried because they have become too costly. The most of the companies with mid caps mostly are doing extremely well, and their valuation is rising, and now they have become 60 times, 80 times, some of them are 100 times PE, okay, price to earnings per share. So this is becoming dangerous. Metals will do well, but will depend on the infra and realty sector. Government has defined this new 100 lakh crores plan of Gati Shakti plan. We have seen some similar things like 100 smart cities and all. How much it will actually happen will depend on the execution. It is a good idea for integrating various ministries and all, but whether it will actually take place will depend on the how much of finance which is available, and the government finance position is not so good. So we'll have to see what is the execution which happens. If it happens, it is good. If it does not happen, then it is not so good. Okay, it can become problematic. Chemical sector on the whole should do well, and that is the reason we find we are exploiting the China shortage, because when this chemicals used to come from China, it used to be at a lower prices, and now that the export in China is reduced, so the chemical shortage is felt in the industry, and India is doing well, and therefore most of the chemical stocks are doing well. And we see some kind of a mention which is there that future IT sector, chemical sector, all these are some forwarded messages, but definitely they are going to do well. Pharma sector looks flattish. Selective performance will there. I am seeing hospital stocks like Apollo Hospitals and Fortis Healthcare and some selective healthcare stocks will move up. Banking has started improving. HDFC Bank yesterday they declared the results and they were supposed to be good. I've gone through the results, they are good. So definitely if HDFC, ICICI and hopefully Kotak also, they give good results, banking sector will start performing, and I see very good possibility that this is one of the sectors which has not performed. So this sector can take the Nifty up. Okay, because we have seen the Tata Group, yes, last week, in few days, it has taken the whole sector up. All the Tata stocks were doing well except TCS. Similarly, Reliance did well. ITC is having some good news, and one of the big investors and some mutual fund companies have started accumulating ITC in a big way. And somebody has mentioned in the write-up, I don't remember now who it is, that from 256 onwards, it will go up to 800. Now, this stock has a lot of potential. Currently, it is supposed to be a cigarette stock, but this cigarette stock will be changed, and it will definitely be a more of a 4 company stock. Like one will be the hotel industry, second one will be your paper and all those kind of products, third one is the FMCG, and fourth one is the actual cigarette stock. So if that kind of a change which happens in the restructuring of the ITC group, definitely it will be a very good kind of. Similarly, Reliance itself is doing well, and Reliance is in the news because it is continuously acquiring some kind of a company. So definitely this companies is adding up to the Reliance. So it is not only on oil and petroleum stock, but it is the Geo is doing well. Okay, the green energy space, they are doing well. They have already acquired one of the companies last week only. So you find all these are happening, which are positive things for Reliance. Reliance stock is going up. It will touch near about 3,000, 3,500 very soon. Media stocks will do well. Streaming companies will do definitely well. Selective financial services have started doing well. Okay, so the gold loans funds, then the banking loans, and then you find some of the NBFCs. They have started improving, like Mahindra and Mahindra Finances started improving. Similarly, housing finance companies will start doing well. Travel and hotel industry is doing well because now kind of a revenge tourism is happening. And home improvement companies like Asian Paints, okay, please understand Asian Paints is not only into paints, but they are into furniture, wardrobe, and all those kind of things also. Similarly, kitchen fitting companies, appliances companies, they have started moving up. Okay, new age stocks like Essel, InfoEdge, CAMS, IEX, okay, India Mart International, sorry, India Mart Intermesh, not international. 1 minute. Okay, CDSL, Bajaj Finance. So all these companies are basically a sector plus the technology. So sector plus technology stocks are going to be your future. So please start accumulating these stocks, not at high prices, but at the prices which are good. Like Bajaj Finance, I'm not able to do it. I'm trying it since a long time, but unfortunately, I find it very costly, and it is very much higher than the P's, and every valuation point of view, it is higher. But being a momentum growth kind of industry today, everyone is buying all these costly stocks. So it is going up, but a day will come when some day, some point of time, Bajaj Finance will give us a chance. So that is the time when we'll have to enter this Bajaj Finance. So let's see some of the other sectors from the charts. So here we have the EMA 9, which is your blue line, and EMA 20, which is your yellowish line, and a 10, which is there, which I am drawn the. So it is showing upwards movement. Sensex is also showing upward movement continuously. Garin phone le, जैसे मैं phone. Okay. So the Sensex and Nifty are moving parallel. They have now crossed their limit. The Sensex has gone into the senior citizenship, and the Nifty are now the teenagers level 18. Okay, so it is good. It is expected that in 2 years' time, Sensex will cross 1 lakh. So I don't see that it should not happen. It will happen. Bank Nifty started moving up. That's a good news. Okay, you can see this last day candle quite up, quite up. On the weekly chart also, it is showing good. Upward movement is there. Here is the weekly chart. You can see the movement is up. Slightly it is coming. Now it has come better. Okay. The computer is little slow today because I got too many things on the. I've ordered a new one, but it is still not coming. Okay. So here I see my Bank Nifty definitely improving. It's a good news. On the week chart also it is seeing good. On the day chart is also good. So I'm happy that the banks have started performing because that is required for the Indian markets to move up. The VIX is going down. It's quite down, means the volatility levels are quite under control. Okay, it has come to 15,000, 15 point level. That's okay, no problem. So let's see the mid cap 50 is moving up. You can see this. The mid cap and the small caps have kept pace with the large caps, and that's a good news because now large caps have moved too much. So we'll see a lot of movement more in mid caps and small caps. But you have to see the fundamentals and then buy. So this is the mid cap 150 stocks. That's good. It's moving up. Okay. This is a small cap which is moving up. Okay. CNX 100 large caps. It is moving up. Okay. Now let us see some of the sectors. The FMCG. Here is the FMCG sector. Okay. Last week it has started moving up. You can see the green candle, big one. If you realize this, last whole week the FMCG has started moving once again. But some of the stocks like Hindustan or Unilever and all have not moved so much. Auto is doing well. Metals are doing well this week. Metals, cement industry have a lot of potential, but it is dependent on the raw material prices also. So this week you must have heard about aluminum prices going up, zinc going up, copper going up. So therefore, definitely all these companies are also moving up. Okay. And this IT stocks are doing well. So IT sector also is doing quite well. So here is the IT sector. Okay. You can see the last 3 weeks, 4 weeks, it is at the consolidation range. So it is moving at the same level, okay, in a horizontal direction. So definitely some correction will come in the IT sector. So I will not be surprised that next week you will find some of the stocks going down because too much of movement has happened in IT sector and one cannot keep on moving upwards all the time. So there is going to be a correction in IT. Metals have already corrected since a long time. So metals where upward movement is likely to happen. Now these are the bank stocks. PSU banks, Canara Bank, Bank of Baroda, Indian Bank, Bank of India, State Bank of India being the major one. All these are correcting. They are doing reasonably well. Some of the bank stocks have, we are hearing that they are going for some kind of a regrouping which is happening. Okay, LIC, this is a private bank now. Let's see the Nifty private banks. So last week we saw the movement of HDFC and ICICI going up. If you see potential wise, I find these two stocks to be very good. Axis little lower and Kotak still further lower. Okay, but the change can happen with the with the results, and you will find some of them doing extremely well. Now I'm going to open my presentation, which I'm ready, and along with the presentations, I will see some of the stocks with that indicators. Okay, so let's see the presentation. Okay, let me show you one thing first. I wanted to show you the so we are studying these indicators. So the left hand side we have seen completely. This whole side we have seen. On the right, Bollinger Bands we had seen earlier. FIB we have already seen. VWAP and VWAP. Okay. Volume, weightage, average price, and the trends we have seen. Today we are going to see MACD, pivot, and MFI. Okay. Let us see MACD. As the name suggests, it is based on moving average, and it has two other parts which are moving average convergence and divergence. So MACD is an indicator which is widely used. Along with RSI, ADX, Bollinger Band, Super Trends, we can use this indicator. Never ever use only one thing. Use couple of things so that you are sure, and that is what we'll see today in confluence of indicators. So MACD is having two things: the trend, which is given by the moving average, and the momentum by whether it is going to go up or down, whether convergence is going to happening or divergence is going to happen. So there is a zero line which above which the MACD moves up and down. Traders will see whether there is two lines. One is the green line, which is the MACD line, and the other line is the signal line, which is the red color line. One does not have anything like overbought or oversold, what we had in RSI, but MACD tells you that above a particular level, the stock is likely to go for some correction. So we'll see that. Now, what is the MACD line, which is green in color? We take the 12-day EMA, exponential moving average for the period of 12, and we take the 26-day EMA, and we subtract the 12-day EMA from the 26-day EMA, and whatever the value will come, that tells me whether it is going to be uptrending or downtrending. If the 12-day EMA is greater, the value is greater than the 26 days EMA, means the green line is above the red line. That means I am uptrend mode. If the 12-day EMA is less than 26-day EMA, that means the red line is above the green line. It means I'm in a downtrend. There is another line which is called as a signal line, which is a 9-day EMA. I'll show you the charts. Just give me 2 minutes. The 9-day EMA is nothing but it tells me whether my MACD line is positive uptrend mode or negative in the downtrend mode. Then the difference between the MACD line and the signal line gives me something called as a histogram. Histogram in statistics are nothing but the vertical bars. So if you see the green bars moving up, that means there is a positive upward trend which is happening. If you see the red bars going downwards below the central line, it means there is a negative trend which is happening. So let's see some chart and then we'll go through some of this theory. Now I have taken 12-day EMA which is blue in color, 26-day EMA which is oranges in color. You can see them, they are moving, and I have taken the MACD indicator below. Now there is a line which is, you can see, ये histogram ऊपर है और ये histogram नीचे है. There is a blurred line which is nothing but a central line. So that is your center line which is at 0, 0. You can see the value here 0. And this is the MACD. Now this is a chart for Tata Coffee for 1 day. I can use it on any time frame, 1 day, 1 hour, 15 minutes, anything. Okay. Now what do you see? There are 2 lines, a green line and a red line. And then these histograms are green in color. The histograms are green in color and it has started increasing. This means the 26 EMA is down and the 12 EMA is up. So there is a crossover which has happened at this point. The 12 EMA has crossed the 26 EMA. The same thing you see down in the MACD line. In the MACD, you can see the green line crossing the yellow color line, orangish yellow color. So what does it indicate? It means the stock is going to be bullish. So here you can see the stock prices are going up. At this point of time, you can see this here. You can see the red arrow. There is a crossover. What is the crossover? The red has crossed the green. That means what is happening? The stock is going to go down. The stock has gone down. You can see here also the stock has gone down. Here it slightly touched, थोड़ा ऊपर हुआ, फिर भी वो नीचे जा रहा है, and it came to a level where the histogram is below the red histogram bars are below the 0 line, the center line. Now at this point, the green arrow is telling me that there is a crossover which has happened. The green line has gone above the red line. The green MACD line has gone above the red line. And you can see the gap between the lines is increasing. You can see the gap between these lines and these lines is increasing. Okay, that means it is a divergence which is happening. What does it mean? It means that the stock is going bullish, more and more bullish. So you can see the stock has started moving up, more and more bullish it is becoming, more and more bullish. Here it is taking flattish, and at this point of time, okay, so the indicator told me now at this point when it became flattish that I am going down. How it told me I am going down? Because the signal line red has gone above the MACD line. If the MACD line is above the signal line, it tells me that I am bullish. If the signal line red is above the green line, that means I am bearish. I am going down or I am going to go flat. So here from year to year, you can see the stock was flat, and that is how the MACD has shown me. You can see the red bars also pointing downwards. In between little bit of green happens, थोड़ा ऊपर गया था और फिर वापस वो red हुआ. Now, at this point of time, the green has started moving upwards. So you can see a divergence which is happening. Okay. And once again, the green has crossed the red. The green MACD line has crossed the red signal line. So 2 or 3 things you should remember. Only that much I also remember. When I look at the MACD line, I look at the bars. Bars green है कि red है, वो एक देखने का. दूसरा देखने का कि green MACD line is above the red line. If green MACD line is above the red line, I should buy. Stock is likely to go up. But I should not take only that as the thing. I should go back and look with RSI. I should go back and look with ADX. I will show you Confluence or my Bollinger Band. And all these things together will tell me I am in the right. Many a times, some of the indicators give information later. थोड़ा पीछे देता है और कभी-कभी थोड़ा जल्दी में दे देता है. But as a Confluence trader or investor, I will always look at the points when both are matching and I have got a conformity. So now we have done about 6-7 indicators. So that should give you an idea that when I am going to go for a buy and when I am going to go for a sell. All these green arrows tells me that it is a buy indication, and all the red arrows tells me that I can sell or I can book partial profits. Why partial profits? Because the overall stock is in the uptrend. Right from 185 levels, when we are tracking this Tata Coffee, it is going up. And now it has come up to 230 levels. And I had mentioned in my one of the messages that I am selling at 245. मैंने mention किया, लेकिन मेरे से गलती क्या हो गया मालूम है? मैं sell करने के बदले buy कर लिया गलती से. It was a buy scene. The tab was on the buy, and I was looking at a sell, and मैंने गलती से buy कर लिया. So instead of selling 50, I bought 50. And that time the price, which luckily I got at 236 and not at 247, because I had mentioned the execute order at the VTC order in ICICI Direct at 245, but गलती से मैंने buy लिख दिया sell के बदले. When I selected the tab, I selected the wrong one. Sometimes we are doing so many things, we make mistakes. This is the 3rd or 4th time I have made the same mistake. Instead of a buy or a sell or a buy or a. Then I have put the order. But then what has happened? Luckily for me, blessing in disguise, that very evening I read the particular thing that Brazil is having a lot of problems with coffee, and this stock is going to go up to 245. And मैंने charts में देख के 275 और 245 का mention किया. So at 245 I had kept a 50% sell, and the remaining I was going to do at 275. So now I'm having, instead of 100, I'm having 150 stocks. But my levels are at 245, 247 somewhere. At this level, I am going to remove 50%, and the remaining 275, looking at the position at that point of time, I will reduce some point. Why I'm saying you have to do profit booking. नहीं तो क्या होगा, आप खाली stocks buy करते रहोगे और sell करना बहुत important है. Okay. Now let us see some. Here you can see, I'm once again showing you, then we'll see the theory. So you can see the bullish crossover, green has gone over red. Whenever the red goes over green, it means a bearish. You can see here red going over green. And this is the center line. So center line crossover is nothing but the zero line जहां से हिस्टोग्राम ऊपर जाता है ग्रीन, नीचे जाता है रेड. Okay, this is the MACD of Tata Coffee. Okay, bullish crossover. See this divergence. What is the divergence? The MACD line and the price are moving in different direction. See this, the price is moving up. You can see the black line up, moving up, means lower lows. यहाँ लो है, फिर ये लो हाई हुआ, ये लो हाई हुआ. So the lows are becoming higher and higher. But if you see the MACD green line, I took this and exactly at the same level, and I am plotting down, touching this. What I am seeing, this line and this line, they are not in convergence, they are moving apart. Okay, they are diverging apart. Now what does it mean? It means that the price is going up, but the MACD is saying abhi main niche ja raha hu. So there is a divergence. Sometimes this can be a false kind of information, sometimes this can be a information which can tell me that आगे जाते हुए मैं गिरूंगा. So what happened? The stock went up right up to this point. Okay, ये पॉइंट पे MACD फिर ऊपर आया, उसके बाद इमीडिएटली क्रॉसओवर हुआ. ओके, कौन सा क्रॉसओवर हुआ? बेरिश, एंड द स्टॉक स्टार्टेड फॉलिंग डाउन. यू कैन सी दिस बिग लाइन, big red candle. But actually, if you see, the MACD gave me the information little 2 days later, because MACD gave me the information at this point of time, whereas the stock has already fallen quite a bit. Now, this kind of problems you will find in indicators. That indicator is telling me little late. Most of the time, it is late. That is why we call them as lagging indicator. But if you have been looking properly, ये green line पे histogram was dark green in color, but ये red line पे histogram started fading light green in color. So it gave me an indication that I am about to fall. And as the price closed for the day, and within next day also it fall, once again MACD started showing me the bearish crossover. So you have to be little careful when you are reading the charts. One more chart, ITC. Okay, MACD, ITC. Okay, let's see ITC. This is a bullish, green crossing red, red crossing green, bearish, bullish, bearish, bullish, bearish. Here is actually my good. Now, if you see these small things, it is not helping me to take a decision, because ITC ये range में ही move हुआ, continuously ये range में move हुआ. Now I am hearing that ITC, somebody is even saying buy ITC. I will be a little skeptical, not buying. I am already having it, I will hold. पर अगर buy करना है तो मैं कहाँ पे buy करूँगा? ये level तो काफी ऊपर पहुँच चुका है. Similarly, Hindustan Unilever, you can see the divergences here. One divergence, two divergence. ये going up, but ये flat है. Third divergence, the stock going up, but MACD going down. Now, when this is going up and MACD is giving me a downward kind of a indication, it is warning me कि आगे चल के मेरा स्टॉक नीचे गिर सकता है. Similarly, यहाँ भी आप देखेंगे MACD, ये price going up, but MACD is flat. So I should be a little caution कि आगे जाके मेरा स्टॉक गिरेगा. यहाँ भी आपने देखा कि the stock is going up, the price is going up, but MACD has started moving down. So MACD is telling me कि Viraf, wait for some time. There is a possibility that the stock will go down. So after some 1 or 2 days, it started moving down. So sometimes it gives you the information well in advance, sometimes it doesn't give you. So one has to be a little cautious about all these indicators. Here is Tata Motors. Now, when I'm saying I should look at multiple things, then here I'm having my price, I'm having MACD, and I'm having RSI. So what is MACD telling me? I'm going up. Sorry, the price is telling me I'm going up. MACD is saying I'm going to go down. तो मैंने क्या किया, मैंने RSI भी लगा दिया. RSI above 70 से नीचे जा रहा है. It is gone down below this dotted line. So it tells me now Viraf it is going down. Viraf it is going down. So it is very important that you see 2 or 3 indicators together to get a good idea what is the stock likely to do. Like if you see, I have got some 10, not 10, sorry, 6, 7 layouts are there on my Sher Khan. So I look at the different setups and then I come to a decision कि ये आगे जाएगा या नीचे जाएगा. Here I am seeing once again the Hindalco with the price going up. There is a MACD and there is a RSI. Not sorry, not RSI. It is ADX with DI positive and DI. Now see here, at this point the price is going up, but the slope is down. You can see the slope is down. MACD slope is down. What is the ADX saying? A little bit positive trend, but still it is, you can see this is a 20 line. ADX about 20, 25 is supposed to be positive, below 20 is supposed to be negative. तो मेरे को मिक्स इंडिकेशंस है कि थोड़ा स्टॉक नीचे भी हो सकता है as per the ADX and as per MACD also slightly in the slope. So what I understand that अभी ये 3 दिन ऊपर गया, उसके बाद वो शायद नीचे आ सकता है. Okay. Now I'll just go through the theory a little bit so that you can have a look at what I have written. If MACD is greater than 0, what does it mean? MACD line positive, meaning green line 12-day EMA has crossed the 26-day EMA. It means that the 12-day EMA is above the 26, that is the green line is above the red line, that means upward trend, upward momentum. If the MACD is less than 0, it means the 12-day EMA is below the 26-day EMA. So negative value indicates that the shorter EMA is below the longer EMA. That means it is a downtrend. In general, ये याद रखना कि green line above red line is positive, bullish trend, confirm with something else, RSI or ADX or Bollinger Band, and then go ahead. If red line is above green, it means a bearish, it means a sell kind of scenario. If the histogram is above the center line, it means it is positive. If the green line is crossing the red line above the center line, it means it is positive. If the MACD is positive, that means it is an uptrend. If the MACD is negative, it means it is a downtrend. Okay. If the green line crosses the red, it is uptrend. If the red crosses the green, it is a downtrend. This is known as a MACD signal line crossover. Whenever there is anything which is at the extreme, be little cautious. There can be a volatility in the stock. Sometimes the stock continuously moves up. Even at the 70, 80 के ऊपर चला गया, उसके बाद भी वो ऊपर दिखा रहा है. So at that point of time, MACD may give you some points which may not be. Now you can see here, एकदम ऊपर चला गया, एकदम ऊपर चला गया. तो इसके बाद आपको थोड़ा डर लगना चाहिए कि ये MACD बहुत ज़्यादा ऊपर निकल चुका है. उसके बाद वो करेक्ट होगा and immediately you can see the histogram is fading and here it crossed over and then it became red in color. Divergence is a very thing when the stock can move up and the MACD is moving down. The stock is moving down and the MACD is moving up. Whenever there is a divergence, it means that आगे चलते हुए in the very future, next 1 or 2 days or 3 days, there is a possibility of reversal signature signs. Reversal signs will there. So if the stock is in uptrend, the reversal can be, it can move down. If the stock is in downtrend, the reversal that it will move up. So here is the stock going up, इतना ऊपर पहुंच गया और MACD ने मेरे को बता दिया कि मैं ये क्रॉस होने वाला हूं, इट मीन्स एक्सपेक्ट द स्टॉक टू गो डाउन. सो थोड़ा नीचे गया एंड इट इज स्टिल फॉलिंग डाउन right up to this point, right up to this point, right up to this point. And then you can see there's a divergence. So what is it telling me? That the price is still going up, but the MACD is warning me कि ये नीचे गिरेगा वापस. तो ये ऊपर गया, यहाँ से थोड़ा ऊपर गया और फिर गिरना चालू हुआ. And when it fell down very heavily, नीचे गिरा. फिर वापस ग्रीन लाइन क्रॉस हो रहा, लेकिन it was a very thin thing for a very short period of time. It was more of flattish. So now let me go to the next one, which is I'm going to do is pivots. Pivots tells me it is useful for equity, commodity, everything today. For pivots, I will use the Trade Tiger. Why? Because in the, let's hope that Trade Tiger does not give me trouble. सुबह से ट्रेड टाइगर थोड़ा फनीली बिहेव कर रहा है. Okay, I'll do one thing. I'll come to pivots later. I'll do the MFI and then come to pivots because my trade tiger is not opening yet. So let me show a pivot here. Here the pivots are a little different because these have been edited by people. So they are showing different kind of charts. Here it is. Okay, I'll come to pivots little later. Look, I'm having some charts on the. I'll show you with the charts and then I'll show the live. So what are pivots? They are nothing but some indication to me based on the previous day prices. It tells me two things, whether market ऊपर जा रहा है या नीचे जा रहा है. And then it tells me what are the levels where it will take support and what are the levels where it will take resistance. When I take support, it means I enter the stock, I buy. Below the support line, I'll put a stop loss. When I take resistance, when the stock has gone up, it will indicate to me what is the sell line. Or also, I already bought the stock and now I want to do profit booking. Now, what is my reward to risk ratio? All this can be defined using a pivot. I'll show you the formula later. I'll just show you here it is a Asian Paint charts yesterday evening को मैंने लिया. Okay, as of 13th October. Now you can see This is a 60 minutes chart, means this is a hourly chart, and the day starts with this dotted line. So here the day started, then second candle of the day, third candle. Each of these candles are a 1 hour. So the day started with this small green candle. Now pivot, you can see D for day, PP means pivot point. Then उसके ऊपर R1 है, उसके ऊपर R2 होगा और R3 होगा. Similarly ये S1 है, नीचे S2 है. Now it started with a green candle, then there was a red candle and it closed down. Then there was a red candle and it touched the pivot point. Then there was a red candle and it further went down. So 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour, 4th hour. In the 4th hour, it crossed the pivot point, PP, the blue line. And then it went down further. Now what is happening? This is telling me the stock is continuously moving down. The Asian Paint stock in our hourly chart is telling me on that particular day, which was Friday, Thursday, 13th being, I think so, Wednesday. Okay. Wednesday, this chart is falling. Now what has happened? ये चार्ट गिरते गया, कहां तक गिरेगा? Now, if I am a supply kind of trader or shorting kind of trader, I can see that there is a S1 over here, DD-S1. You can see here, it is very, very blurred. I can't see it clearly. The value is DS1, day chart S1, support 1 is at 3290.30. So the stock went up to the price of 3297. There is a support at 3290. What does it mean? That the stock can fall up to this level. Now you can see there is a wick here on the second. So around, this is a 3 o'clock candle. So you can see that this candle touched this. Normally the candles will touch the support or the resistances. How it happens? It is calculated based on some formula for that end of day. We'll see that formula. Now this was my day chart. Then you can see this yellow line, WR1 means a weekly chart. Then you can see this green one. I cannot show you there because it is a picture. So WR1 and WS1, this is a weekly chart. This is my day chart. So we can have a monthly pivots, we can have a weekly pivots, we can have a day pivots. So when I am looking at the hourly charts, I will look at the day pivots. When I am looking at the day charts, I will be looking one higher pivots, which is the week pivots. When I am looking at the week charts, I will be looking at the monthly pivots. Now what is the calculation? What is the use of pivot? It tells me two things. It tells me that the uptrend or downtrend है कि नहीं. Then it tells me मेरे को क्या level पर support मिलेगा. Support कितना नीचे lower? Support is the lower level where I can enter, and below that support I will fix a stop loss. Resistance where I can exit. I can exit at a loss, or I can exit making some profit depending upon what is my reward to risk ratio. So pivot will tell me the trend. ऊपर जा रहा है या नीचे जा रहा है. Pivot tells me क्या लेवल पे मेरे को सपोर्ट मिलेगा, और अगर ऊपर जा रहा है तो क्या लेवल पे मेरे को रेजिस्टेंस मिलेगा. So here is the calculation of pivot. The pivot point, the middle line, is nothing but दिन का high, low and close. Previous day का high, low and close को लेगा और divide by 3 करेंगे, means we get a average kind of thing. Then the first resistance R1, the formula is given as 2 into PP minus low. First support is 2 into PP minus high. Like that we have the second resistance and third resistance. Similarly second support and third support. You don't have to remember the calculations. All you have to know is how to use it. I also don't remember the formula. There is no need for it. Now, how do I use it? I wait for the day opening. Stock PP के ऊपर जा रहा है, middle line के ऊपर जा रहा है या middle line के नीचे जा रहा है. If the stock opens above the basic pivot point, PP के ऊपर जा रहा है, it means it is bullish. If the stock opens below the PP के नीचे जा रहा है, it means it is bearish. So it helps identify whether it is going up or it is going down. This pivot concept I can use in any time frame. As I told you, if I'm using hour charts or minutes charts, I'll be using the day pivots. If I'm using the day charts, I'll be using the weekly pivots. उसके higher वाला देखूंगा. And if I'm using the week charts, I'll be looking at the pivots which will be monthly pivots. Pivots should not be used alone as any indicator. Use pivot with RSI or with MACD or with ADX, anything you can use. No issue at all. Pivot is nothing but a confirmation. It tells me ये प्राइस पे मैं बेच सकता हूँ, ये प्राइस पे मैं बाय कर सकता हूँ, ये स्टॉक ऊपर जा रहा है या ये स्टॉक नीचे जा रहा है. So here is my 60-minute chart. So I'm using the blue line. The blue line tells me it is my pivot point. The stock opened up and the stock started falling. So it opened up positive, but वो नीचे गिरना चालू हुआ और वो blue line को क्रॉस किया, which is the central line, PP, pivot point. So the pivot point was something like 3324.60. उसको क्रॉस करने के बाद वो स्टॉक नीचे गिरते गया 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 और ये लेवल पे वो कंसोलिडेट हुआ. कहाँ तक वो गिर सकता था? एज पर द S1 इट कुड हैव फॉलन टू 3290. अगर और नीचे जाता था तो S2 पे आ सकता था. S2 was 3257. So ये स्टॉक यहीं पर अटक गया. Next day it can fall, that is Monday it can fall further down. Same way we have another Nifty chart. This is the Nifty 60 minutes chart of 14th October, that is Thursday का. So Nifty Thursday को कितने पे ओपन हुआ? यहाँ ओपन हुआ. So ये देखेंगे ये बड़ा गैप अप ओपनिंग था, काफी बड़ा गैप अप था. उसके बाद स्टॉक किधर गया? So what it happened on the day chart, it opened at R2, डायरेक्ट R2 पे ओपन किया. So काफी ओपन ऊपर हुआ. And then when it started moving at this level, first hour, second hour, third hour, fourth hour, fifth hour, sixth hour, and last 15 minutes. Now what happened? It was there in this range only. उसका ऊपर का लेवल कौन सा था? रेजिस्टेंस ऊपर का लेवल वाज 18369. सो ये लेवल क्रॉस करना डिफिकल्ट है निफ्टी को. 338 तक आ गया. उसके बाद वो एक्चुअली इफ यू सी द हाई वाज 18350. 350 तक गया, लेकिन वो उसके बाद वो नीचे आके it closed at 18338. Now at this level, when I start the day on Monday, tomorrow, another level of PP will be calculated and R1, R2, R3 will be calculated. Same way S1, S2, S3 will be calculated. And then I will come to know मेरा स्टॉक कहाँ पे ओपन हुआ. ऊपर ओपन हुआ means it is bullish. उसके बाद नेक्स्ट आवर स्टॉक नीचे जा रहा है या ऊपर जा रहा है. ओके, so that is how I use my pivot. This is Bajaj Finance. On 14th October, Bajaj Finance opened here. ये ऊपर खुला और नीचे गिरा, फिर और नीचे गिरा, फिर स्टेबलाइज हुआ. कहां तक गया? वो S1 लेवल को टच किया. यू कैन सी दिस S1 7557, sorry 7857, not 7557. This level is 7857. So daily support S1 was at 7857. So it touched this, it went नीचे ऊपर गया, ये थोड़ा नीचे ऊपर गया और ये 7862 पर क्लोज किया. 7862 लेवल कहाँ है? S1 लेवल के बाजू में है, 7857 के बाजू में है. अगर वो इससे और भी नीचे जाएगा, say tomorrow it goes further down, then it can go to the S2 level. S2 level as per this chart is 7784. Now tomorrow the new pivot values will be calculated based on this close. Okay, so based on this open of the high of 7855, low of 7812 and close of 7853. ये तीनों का sum करेगा, divide by 3 करेगा, and new pivot PP will be established. Based on that PP, we'll have R1, R2, R3, S1, S2, S3, and that tells me that tomorrow on Monday, which is going to be my 18th October, what is going to be my position of that particular Bajaj Finance. Same way, so let me see if my Trade Tiger is working or not working. Let me see. So I don't see it is working. Okay, so I'll take the next one, money flow index. Now money flow index and RSI are parallel, exactly the same way, but there is one difference. Money flow index takes price as well as volume. RSI will take only price. So if you see this three formula, what you are seeing here, and RSI का फॉर्मूला देखेंगे तो पैरेलल है, लेकिन मनी फ्लो इंडेक्स क्या करता है, वो वॉल्यूम को भी कंसीडर करता है. एंड व्हेन आई कंसीडर वॉल्यूम आल्सो, इट इज एन एडवांटेज बिकॉज volume is a leading indicator. It changes before the price. More people coming in the market and starting buying, it gives me a good idea that ये stock ऊपर जाने वाला है. So volume comes first and then the price. Okay. So MFI uses both price and volume. That is one thing. Above 70 or 80, most of the people take above 80 is a overbought condition, and oversold means below 30 or 20. Most time people take 20. Here also there can be a divergence, that the price is going up and the MFI is going down. That kind of divergence is there. If you can spot the diversion, means they are moving in opposite directions, it gives me an idea that there is going to be some kind of a correction. RSI considers only price, whereas MFI, money flow index, will consider both price and volume. So this is the formula. Raw money flow is this typical price after the average into the volume of that particular day. Now if I take the positive volumes and I add up all the positive volumes, it gives me the 14-day positive money flow value. If I take all the negative values will be based on this being negative. How it can be negative? The price will go lower, it will close lower than the previous day. That means it will be negative. So if I take the negative money flow values and if I take the ratio of them, it gives me a money flow ratio. Like the RSI index, 100 minus 100 upon 1 plus, here it used to be RSI flow, that was positive 14 days period upon negative. Here also it is the same thing, only thing I am multiplying by this volume. Only thing I am multiplying this volume. If I remove this volume, it looks exactly like the RSI. It is calculated based on RSI, same way. So what is the explanation of the formula? We take the high, low, close for that period. The period can be minutes, hours, days, work, weeks or month, anything. Money flow is nothing but the price into the volume. The money flow positive is when the price moves upward. Money flow negative is when the price declines, moves downwards. The flow values are not used if it is same. The price remains the same, I don't use that value at all. Positive and negative money flow means I add up for 14 period positive values and I add up the 14 period negative values. And then I take the money flow ratio, which is the 14 period positive divided by the 14 period negative. And then the index formula, which is the last step, money flow index is 100 minus 100 upon 1 plus money flow ratio. Here is my money flow. You can see this dotted line is touching 80. ये 80 के ऊपर गया, stock नीचे आ गया. You can see this coming down. You can see it coming down. यहाँ डाइवर्जेंस हुआ, स्टॉक ऊपर गया, मनी फ्लो नीचे आया, स्टॉक ऊपर गया, मनी फ्लो नीचे आया. Whenever this divergence is happening, you should go back and look at other indicators and then take a decision कि आगे क्या होने वाला है. यहाँ क्या हुआ, ऊपर जाने के बाद यहाँ थोड़ा और ऊपर गया, but you can see the money flow is telling me I am down, but slowly वो ऊपर जाना चालू हुआ वापस, slowly वो ऊपर गया और वापस अगेन 80 पे टच किया, 80 पे टच किया और वापस नीचे आ गया, वापस नीचे आ गया. So if this goes down below 80, it means it is correcting itself, it is going down. फिर वो थोड़ा फ्लैटिश हुआ, यहाँ फ्लैटिश दिख रहा है, फिर ये वापस डाउन हुआ, ये डाउन हुआ, ऊपर गया. Now you can see once again there is a divergence. It is going up and this is going down. So it is immediately telling me that आगे जाके मेरा स्टॉक नीचे गिरने वाला है. ओके, गिर गया नीचे, अभी वापस फ्लैटिश है. So money flow index, RSI, all this are basically used for telling me what direction the stock is going to take place. If it is above 80, it means it is positive. It is ज़्यादा बाई कर चुके हैं, अभी वो गिरने वाला है. If it is below 20, it means वो बहुत गिर चुका है, अभी वो ऊपर जाने का chances है. So we use MFI with RSI. Okay, MFI considers volume also. RSI only takes price. If I add volume to RSI, it becomes a MFI. How to use MFI? First thing, I'll use overbought or oversold condition. If it is already in the overbought, I will understand that I have to sell the stock. If it is already in the oversold, I will understand that I have to buy the stock. The failures can happen that वो 80 को ऊपर जाने के बाद भी वो नीचे नहीं आया, and 20 को फेलियर हो सकता है कि वो 20 के नीचे जाने के बाद भी वो bullish नहीं बना. So failure swings do happen, and that is the reason we always have to be careful. What you have to do is we have to confluence. Confluence means और कोई इंडेक्स लेके मेरे को चेक करना चाहिए. Overbought and oversold is considered. Above 80 overbought, above below 20 oversold. If overbought में है तो फिर मैं प्राइस और भी ऊपर जा रहा है तो मैं सेल कर दूंगा. If oversold में है, प्राइस बहुत नीचे हो चुका है, it is in a downtrend, okay, I will try to buy the stock. Many a times the MFI value goes above 90 and 10, above 90 and below 10. That kind of a price cannot be there for a longer period of time. Even if it is staying longer, be very careful. आगे जाना है कि नहीं आपको, you should avoid such things because many a times it will immediately reverse. Divergence happens like the stock is going up and the MFI is going down, or the stock is going down and the MFI is going up. Failures कब होता है कि 80 और 20, 80 के ऊपर है फिर भी वो नीचे नहीं आ रहा है, and 20 के नीचे है फिर भी वो ऊपर नहीं जा रहा है. That is a failure signal. There is always a limitation on any of the indicators. So always use indicators with some other indicators so that we are always sure that we are moving in a right direction. Use MFI with other indicators like RSI or candlestick patterns. Use it with my demand zone, supply zone. You can see here, FL stock is there. Now you can see here, ये नीचे इतना टाइम वो नीचे रहा. It should have come up. वो ऊपर जाने के बाद वापस वो थोड़ा नीचे आ गया. So here is a failure swing. Stock ये लेवल पे नीचे था. We were expecting the stock to go up. ऊपर जाने के बदले वो नीचे आ गया. बदले नीचे आ गया. नीचे है कितना नीचे गया. So this is a failure. The signal was wrong. वो ऊपर जाने के बदले MFI तो ऊपर गया लेकिन स्टॉक नीचे चलते हैं. Similarly, you can see here, there is a upward movement in price, but the MFI is going down. There is a divergence here. Now, as I am telling you, confluence of indicators is important. So multiple indicators you should see, at least 2 or 3. See FIB level, see the demand zone and supply zones. So confluence trading means nothing but you see other indicators and then take a decision whether you are buying or selling. So other indicators can be oscillators above between 100 and 0, can be your indicators which tells me whether to move up or down, overbought, oversold condition. Look at the demand zone, supply zone, look at FIB levels. You can use in multiple time frames. Confluence gives me a potential signal whether वो रिवर्सल होने वाला है कि नहीं. खाली एक इंडिकेटर पे जाके हम कभी यूज नहीं कर सकते. Now here you can see I have used a price chart is there. There is a MFI and there is a ADX. So let's take from some position. Okay, I take it from here, and there is RSI also below. Okay, so there are 3 indicators: MFI, ADX, and RSI. So the stock is going up. The price is going up, the MFI is going up, ADX is going up, DI positive is up, and RSI is also up. All are same at the same level. Let's see at the ending point. At the ending point, This is Tata Chemicals. It has gone up on Wednesday very high, Thursday thoda low tha. Once again, MFI is telling me I am now going to be flattish. That is why Thursday ko wo low bhi ho gaya tha. The ADX is positive, but the green line is coming down. That is why on a red. And then you can see the RSI also is coming down below 70. So all the three indicators are telling me that I am going down. Which stock is going down? Tata Chemicals is going down. Tata LXC, these are all latest stocks yesterday evening now. It is moving flattish in the last few days. These are all day charts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days it is moving flattish. MFI below the 80 level, flattish hai. ADX coming down, DI coming down, flattish hai. Okay, RSI below 75, flattish hai. So all the three are telling me that I am going down or remaining flattish. ITC moving up in last 4 days, MFI going up, ADX strength is going down. You can see the blue line going down, but the green is up. Means strength is going down. So even though it is positive, the strength of the stock is going down. Okay, and the RSI is also up. So two indicators are telling me definitely it is going up, but the ADX is telling me it is up, but the strength of the stock is going down. What does it mean? It means that आगे चल के मैं थोड़ा नीचे आ सकता हूँ. Now this is a Godrej consumer stock on a day chart. Now these were the demand zones which I had marked earlier. At this point of time, the stock was somewhere here. When I had marked this demand zone, I had said that the stock will come by at this level. So you can see that exactly it has come at this levels, and now it is reversing back. So demand zones can also become your confluencing points. Demand zones, supply zones, they are very useful. In fact, demand zones and supply zones are the places where the FIIs and DIs will meet. तो ये पॉइंट पे मैंने डिमांड जोन मार्क किया था और यही लेवल पे आपने देखा ये स्टॉक रिट्रेस किया, नीचे आया और यहाँ पे सो व्हेन आई गिव यू द FIB लेवल्स एंड देन उसके बिलो में डिमांड जोन लगता हूँ. सो ऑलवेज लुक एट दैट डिमांड जोन वेदर इट इज पॉसिबल फॉर माई स्टॉक टू कम टू दैट लेवल. अगर पेशेंस है तो वेट कीजिए, पेशेंस नहीं है तो FIB लेवल्स पे बाय कीजिए. अगर डिमांड जोन एक लेवल पे है और उसके साथ FIB 60% या 61.8% मैच होता है, then that is exactly the point where the stock is likely to retrace, come back. Similarly, you can see here the MFI, ये ऊपर जाने के बाद MFI नीचे गिरा, काफी नीचे गिरा. ये 20 का लाइन है, उस वहां तक टच करके वापस वो ऊपर आया. That is how it has come back. What is my ADX? ADX is coming down. And here you can see ADX green and red line nearly same है. तो यहाँ मेरे को थोड़ा consolidation हुआ, उसके बाद green थोड़ा ऊपर गया. So now the stock is likely to go up. And RSI is also between 40 and something. Here is a 40 line, 40 के ऊपर है. So it is positive, but not so very positive. Like now it is not above 70 or something. Okay. Now here I am seeing Indian Energy Exchange with the FIB levels. Now FIB levels are, you can see the stock has moved up. ये मेरा पुराना FIB है, ज्वाइन किया था, and it has already gone to 100% से ऊपर 1.618. Now 100% itself is a big line. 61.8, 78.6, 100, they are all big FIB numbers. और उसके ऊपर वो गया. अभी आप देखा कि 1.618 means 100 plus 61.8 means काफी स्टॉक ऊपर पहुंच चुका है. एंड देन यू कैन सी एट दिस पॉइंट इट इज कंसोलिडेटिंग, यही लेवल पे है. अभी यहाँ आप MFI भी देखेगा तो फ्लैट है. ADX green line is, I mean the green line is coming down DI का, and ADX is little flattish, थोड़ा upward slant है. RSI is showing me down. You can see RSI is down, flattish है. So here what I have done, I have taken MFI, I have taken ADX, I have taken RSI, and I have taken the FIB levels. What is my demand zone? My demand zone is at this level, this level. लेकिन अगर ये लेवल पे आना है, with what level? अराउंड 642 लेवल्स, काफी टाइम लगेगा, 793 पे है। तो शायद अभी बिकॉज इट इज इन द अपवर्ड मूवमेंट, बिकॉज द पावर स्टॉक्स आर गोइंग अप, there is a crisis, definitely the IEX will keep moving up, और थोड़ा करेक्शन हो रहा है, लास्ट 3 days it is flat. Here is Britannia falling, एंड ब्रिटानिया पे मैंने 2 डिमांड जोन्स मार्क किए थे, एक ये और एक नीचे वाला। ये देखिए, ये डिमांड जोन पे वो आके टच करके वापस ऊपर जा रहा है। सो व्हाट इज दिस डिमांड जोन? इट इज एट अ लेवल ऑफ 38.2 FIB लेवल। सो 38.2 लेवल एंड द डिमांड जोन लेवल इज मैचिंग। व्हाट डज इट मीन कि ये स्टॉक पे अगर ये पॉइंट पे आया तो देयर इज अ गुड पॉसिबिलिटी दैट FIIs and DIs will buy over here, and that is what has happened, and it has gone. Now you can see this stock falling down, MFI falling down, ADX falling down, RSI falling down. And then at this level it is now sort of consolidating, it is moving flattish. RSI has started already moving up. Now you can do confluence of indicators, and you can also do confluence of day chart with the week chart. Here I am doing a day chart, and next one I will show you a week chart. Now the day chart is telling me I am consolidating at this point at 38.2 level. This is Hindustan Unilever. Hindustan Unilever ऊपर गया फिर नीचे आ गया. Okay, so you have to be sure where you want to buy or where you want to sell. Now you can see here on the just now this is the day chart. You can see 1D day chart. Day chart पे ये level पे था. It is telling me I am going up. MFI नीचे जा रहा है, और ये कौन सा है? ADX. ADX is also going down. The stock is going down. Let me see the next one. The week chart. Week chart पे ऊपर गया और वापस वो नीचे आया. क्या लेवल पे नीचे आया? 38.2. यहाँ पे क्या लेवल पे वो नीचे आया? 38.2. You can see this 38.2. तो दोनों सेम बता रहा है. Okay, MFI is telling me I'm going down. Week chart पे, day chart पे MFI is telling me I'm going down. Once again, both are showing the same thing. On the week chart, the ADX is positive, but the DI positive has come down. On the day chart, the ADX has come down, the DI positive is green, is slightly above the red. So all the 3 things are telling me, whether it is on the day chart or on the week chart, that it is price is at the same level, 38.2 levels, whether it is on day chart or the week chart. Okay, now MFI is confirming, ADX is confirming. That means this stock, possibility is there that this stock can further go down, because the ADX is down, MFI is down. Even my Bollinger Band is telling me. You can see I have taken your Bollinger Band also. So I have taken one more confirmation. Bollinger Band ऊपर जाने के बाद यहाँ ऊपर गया, अपर बैंड को टच किया और वापस वो नीचे जा रहा है, लोअर बैंड को टच करते करते जा रहा है. So what does it mean? It means that the Bollinger Band is also telling me, no, don't buy the stock now. It is likely to move further down. It is likely to move further down. So I end the day for today. I got a function to be attended at Malad. I have to be there at 11 o'clock. So I'll not be able. Any questions you want to ask me? Anyone? Any stock?
No, so just now we don't sell anything. We wait for the market to be at the highest and then sell in November or something.
It is already at the highest. If you are getting any good profits, then you can ask me if you want. Otherwise, some selling is required, because markets कब गिरेगा तो पता नहीं है. ये already highest है, इससे ऊपर जाना जाएगा, because it is going up. 16 से 17 हुआ, 17 से 18 हुआ. लेकिन you cannot be sure whether it will go up how much, because this is a very high point in the market level. If you see, this is one of the highest points it has reached. Okay, so इससे ज़्यादा भी हो सकता है थोड़ा, लेकिन तुम्हारा वो स्टॉक ऊपर होगा कि नहीं, you cannot tell. We cannot say that whether this stock will go up further or not. Okay, and you can see in the market continuously sector rotation is happening. Okay, some days FMCG stocks are going up, 2-3 days, then IT stocks are going up, Now this is a result season. So result season, what you should expect is कब मेरा कौन सा स्टॉक ऊपर जाएगा मैं इमीडिएटली तो बता नहीं सकता हूँ, लेकिन डेफिनेटली देयर इज अ पॉसिबिलिटी दैट some of the stocks will take a very good movement upwards because the results are good. Like tomorrow, HDFC Bank should do well. Even on Thursday itself, the HDFC Bank was doing well. Okay, and I had mentioned 2-3 days back only that the PSU stocks are already gone up. Now look at the private banks. So I'm expecting HDFC and ICICI to go up. I don't know much about Kotak and Axis because they are laggards since a long time. Unless their performance improves, they will not be able to do well. So Axis Bank थोड़ा low होते जा रहा है. Okay, it is performance wise it is not so good. So let's see the results of this. HDFC was expected, therefore the whole week Wednesday Thursday भी थोड़ा थोड़ा करके HDFC and ICICI was moving up. Kotak can move up because there is some statements have come from the Kotak Bank that they are doing well and all. So let's wait and see. So if the market approves the kind of thing, like TCS results were not so bad, but the market went down. And उसके लिए HCL Tech भी नीचे हो गया. Now HCL Tech का results तो काफी अच्छा है. So now you can find that HCL Tech will start moving up because market has already considered that HCL Tech भी नीचे जाएगा. लेकिन वो नीचे गया नहीं. In fact, Wipro went up, Infi went up, Mindtree went up, but HCL Tech को negative results करके. So this kind of operator-based movements are there. So I would always suggest that I am booking profits wherever I am getting something, and I am finding that stock not going to do excellently well in the future. That is the point I am started liquidating my stocks. Okay.
Okay, Virav, thank you.
Okay. Anyone else? So I close for the day. Thanks a lot. God bless
Thank you.
Bye bye. Bye.